The death of George III's father. The demise of Frederick, the Prince of Wales, eldest son of George II and Queen Caroline, remains somewhat unclear. Let's explore the possible causes. The circumstances leading to the demise of Frederick Louis, eldest son of King George II and Queen Caroline, remain veiled in uncertainty. Mere weeks after his 44th birthday, amidst his fervent pursuits of cricket and tennis, a forceful blow from a ball inflicted upon him an injury that spawned a grievous abscess. Subsequently, amidst the tranquil confines of his Kew garden on a cold March day, Frederick fell prey to a chilling ailment that swiftly morphed into pleurisy, a relentless affliction consuming his lungs with merciless fervour. Despite his valiant struggle against the ravages of the disease, fate ultimately claimed him amidst the serene sanctuary of his garden. Thus, Frederick Louis, son of kings and heir to the throne, breathed his last, leaving behind a legacy that spoke to the fragility of life and the enduring power of passion and purpose. Born and raised in Hanover, Frederick arrived in England in 1728, after his father ascended the throne. Despite his uncertain command of English and an unconventional appearance, resembling a frog, he possessed a certain charm and indulged in pursuits such as gambling, sports, and relationships with women, which endeared him to the English populace. However, his relationship with his family, particularly his parents, was marred by intense animosity, sparking national scandal. The reasons behind the tension remained elusive, but George II often disowned Frederick, claiming he was not his true son. Frederick's mother famously vilified him, labelling him as the greatest arse, liar, canaille, and beast, and expressing a wish for his removal from the world. His parents favoured his younger brother, the Duke of Cumberland, adding fuel to the familial discord. Courtiers like Lord Hervey exacerbated tensions, and conflicts over finances and political influence further strained relations. Frederick's constant demands for more money, his opposition to his father's minister, Sir Robert Walpole, and personal slights against his mother fueled the flames of hostility. Despite the turmoil, Frederick was a devoted father to his many children and pursued interests in the arts, music, and outdoor activities. His passing elevated his eldest son, the future George III, to heir apparent. He was interred in Westminster Abbey with minimal ceremony, without royal attendance, epitomising his fraught relationship with his family. An anonymous epitaph perfectly captured his legacy. Here lies Fred, who was alive and is dead. There's no more to be said. So how did he die? Upon his return to Leicester House, nestled in the heart of Leicester Square, Frederick's health took a precarious turn, prompting the urgent summons of 3 esteemed physicians. With hope flickering amidst the dimly lit chambers, their efforts turned to bloodletting in a desperate bid to alleviate the prince's affliction. Initially, a glimmer of optimism prevailed, as Frederick exhibited faint signs of improvement. However, the tides of fate swiftly turned as the abscess, lurking within, chose this moment to rupture, unleashing a cascade of unforeseen complications. It was on the fateful evening on the 20th that Frederick, confined to the confines of his bed, found himself ensnared in the merciless grip of excruciating coughing fits. In a poignant moment etched in the annals of history, witnesses recount how the prince, his pallid countenance contorted with agony, placed trembling hands upon his tormented stomach and whispered the haunting words, "Je suis la mort," a stark acknowledgement of his impending demise. His gravity of the situation dawned upon those gathered. A chilling cry pierced the air as Frederick's loyal German page, who stood vigil at his side, recognized the ominous signs of departure, proclaiming, "The prince is departing." In a scene fraught with anguish and despair, Frederick's devoted wife, stationed at the foot of the bed, was seized by a frantic urgency as she grasped a flickering candle and hastened to her husband's side, her heart racing with the desperate hope that perhaps, amidst the shadows of uncertainty, a glimmer of life still remained. Alas, her fervent prayers were met with the cold embrace of silence as she beheld the lifeless form of her beloved prince. In the aftermath of this tragic event, medical scrutiny sought to unravel the enigmatic forces that conspired to claim Frederick's life. A post-mortem examination, conducted with meticulous precision, identified suffocation as the grim harbinger of his demise, triggered by the rupture of this malevolent abscess. Yet amidst the labyrinth of medical conjecture, a prevailing consensus emerged, suggesting that pneumonia, lurking in the shadows, had cast its sinister veil over Frederick's final moments, sealing his fate with its icy grip. The death of King George III's mother. Princess Augusta of Saxe-Gotha-Altenburg, born on the 30th of November 1719 and passed away on the 8th of February 1772. She gained her title as Princess of Wales through her marriage to Frederick, the Prince of Wales, who was the eldest son and the next in line to the throne after King George II. Despite her position, she never became Queen Consort, since Frederick died before his father in 1751. In 1760, Augusta's eldest son succeeded his grandfather as George III. Following her husband's death, Augusta was considered the potential regent of Great Britain until her son came of age in 1756. In an alternative reality, Princess Augusta could have ascended to the throne as Queen of England. However, fate dealt her a cruel blow. She endured a tumultuous marriage, only to have her hopes of wearing the crown shattered by her husband's untimely demise. Witnessing her son's eventual rise to the throne, only to witness his descent into madness, added another layer of tragedy to her life. Despite enduring these harrowing experiences, Augusta's own demeanour took a dark turn, transforming her into a figure of dread. So how did this princess's tumultuous life end? In the fateful year of 1772, Princess Augusta was confronted with a daunting truth. Her health was rapidly deteriorating, afflicted by the relentless grasp of throat cancer, a malady destined to claim her life. Yet embodying the resilience characteristic of her persona, Augusta refused to succumb quietly to the emerging shadows of mortality. Rather than resigning herself to fate's decree, she orchestrated what could be termed as a poignant farewell odyssey, extending a heartfelt invitation to her eldest daughter, initiating an extended visitation, unknowingly setting the stage for a series of dramatic events. This gesture, seemingly innocuous, became a catalyst for a cascade of emotions and revelations, as the imminent spectre of mortality loomed large over their interactions. Each moment shared between mother and daughter became imbued with a poignant intensity, laden and unspoken sentiments and unfulfilled aspirations. Against the backdrop of impending loss, their bond deepened, infused with a profound awareness of the fleeting nature of time. As Augusta navigated the final chapters of her life's narrative, she did so with grace and determination that belied the gravity of her circumstances. Her farewell tour became a testament to the indomitable spirit, a poignant reminder of resilience inherent with the human condition. And though the shadows of mortality eventually claimed her, Augusta's legacy endured, a testament to enduring power of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Augusta's resolve to leave a lasting impression was evident as her final months on earth unfolded amidst courtly upheaval. Queen Charlotte, whose relationship with the Dowager had always been fraught, escalated tensions by engaging in contentious exchanges with her daughter, nitpicking about etiquette reminiscent of Augusta's own past behaviour towards her, and exerting control over King George III's interactions with his sister became routine. Such provocations aligned perfectly with Augusta's penchant for stirring up trouble, yet the ensuing events proved far from trivial. In February 1772, Augusta received devastating news that shattered her to her core. Her daughter, Caroline Matilda, had become embroiled in a scandal of significant proportions. The King of Denmark had taken drastic measures, arresting her for the involvement in an affair with a courtier. The gravity of the situation became starkly evident as Caroline Matilda found herself in prison in a castle. Life thrust upon Augusta a torrent of drama that she hadn't anticipated, dealing her the final crushing blow. Upon learning of her daughter's predicament, Augusta's strength waned, and she was consumed by anguish. For 10 agonizing days she sustained herself solely on cordials as she grappled with her daughter's fate, her own vitality slowly ebbing away. Finally, on the 8th of February 1772, at the age of 52, Augusta breathed her last. Later that year, the King of Denmark forcibly divorced Caroline Matilda, casting a permanent shadow over her reputation. Yet fate had one last twist in store, one that Augusta was mercifully spared. Augusta never lived to witness the downfall of her royal daughter, or the full descent into madness of her royal son. Over a decade after her passing, King George III succumbed to another bout of mental illness, underscoring the permanence of his afflictions. His eventual death in 1820, almost 5 decades after Augusta's demise, left little of his sanity intact. With the tragic turn of events, Augusta's royal aspirations faded into oblivion, her dreams now reduced to mere dust.